Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. My name is Emma. Today's video is going to be a spring fashion inspiration video. I wanted to sit down and talk about all the things that I'm loving fashion wise for spring. Some of these things might be trending for spring 2025, and some of these things are just random things that I'm loving, or things that I feel like are just timeless and come back around every spring. I have done this previously for other seasons, and I feel like some of the things that I mentioned in those other seasons might carry on in some ways. I think there's definitely still things that I'm loving that I've mentioned in past videos that I will still be wearing for spring. Like for example, in my winter one I mentioned leather blazers and layering them up a little bit more to make them wearable for winter, and I still am really loving my leather blazer and feel like I will wear it in spring, but just maybe style it in a slightly different way. As I go through this video I will insert pictures and images for some inspiration so you can see what I'm talking about, kind of just give you some visuals, as well as me just sitting here rambling on about my favourite things for spring. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get on into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I'm really loving and really gravitating towards is all white outfits. I really love seeing an all white outfit on people, and previously this would be very out of my comfort zone, but I feel like last year I got a pair of cream jeans and I was really loving styling them with like other white and cream pieces in my wardrobe, and I think it can look really chic and put together. When I say all white outfits, I specifically mean in pieces rather than just like an all white dress. I think that can look really nice, don't get me wrong. I mean more like jeans and a t-shirt, or like a two-piece set. I think that looks really chic and really put together. I think it's a really nice nod to spring and the warmer weather, but still staying appropriate for the weather, because it's not quite warm enough yet to get out like little white mini dresses. Wearing like a white jumper and some white trousers I think can look really chic and really cool. I don't know if this is also because I'm in my bridal era. I'm a 2025 bride and I've been wearing a lot of white anyway. I just recently had my hen do and I wore all white outfits for that, and I really loved it, so I think that's kind of also influencing me. But I think it just looks really chic, and I think it's a really cool way of styling pieces in the wardrobe. And with this I like playing with like different textures, like having a white denim and a white cotton, or like maybe a white knit and a white linen. I think it's really nice just to play around textures, just to switch it up a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting, but still stay all in the one colour family. I think looks really cool. So yeah, I feel like this is something I'm definitely going to be gravitating towards in the spring months. I actually recently picked up a pair of white jeans, so now I have a white and cream pair of jeans, and I feel like I'm going to be wearing them a lot. Yeah, I think it's just a really nice way of wearing an outfit and making it look a little bit more chic. So yeah, I'm really loving all white outfits. Okay, and then the next thing that I want to mention is cow print. Now I know this is on trend and I think it looks really cool. I think it's a really nice easy print to incorporate into the wardrobe, because it works really well with neutrals, because the cow print is quite neutral. I think cow print is probably my favourite of the animal prints. I feel like it's a little bit less done than leopard print. I don't know if obviously now cow print being on trend that's going to change a little bit, but I do really love the look of cow print, and I've seen some really cool pieces. I've like this like cow print mini skirt I think looks really cool, and a cow print jacket. I think for me personally I will stick to it only in accessories, just because I feel like I can get more wear out of an accessory, and I'm just not sure on how much longevity like a cow print jacket or cow print skirt would have in my wardrobe. So if I was to invest, I would stick more to accessories. I do actually have a tote bag that I picked up a good few years ago. It's cow print that I love wearing. I wear it a lot. And the fact that it's now going to be considered on trend I think is really cool. So yeah, I really love that. So yeah, I think for me personally I would stick to it with accessories. I know Adidas recently released cow print shoes. I didn't really love the look of those. Zara have got a pair which I actually prefer, because I think they look a little bit more neutral and a little bit more sleek than the Adidas ones did in my opinion. But yeah, I feel like if you want to invest in like cow print then, and you feel like it is something that you're going to get wear out of in your wardrobe, then go for it. But I think for me I would definitely stick to more accessory based pieces, just so I know that I'm going to get my wear out of it, and I'm not like overly investing in a trend that I might not still be wearing next year. But I do think it is really cool. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is relaxed trousers, and what I mean by that is still straight trousers but like more with a drawstring waist. So I'm really loving like linen pants. I have a pair of like cotton pants that are like striped that I really love. I've had those for a couple of years and I really love wearing those in the spring summer. And then also like satin slash silk pants. I have a pair of cream satin pants that I've had for a little while actually, and I always kind of struggled to style them, but recently I've been cracking them out quite a lot and I really love them. And I just picked myself up a black pair because I thought I'd get a lot of wear out of those as well. So yeah, just like a nice relaxed pant, like comfortable but still looks like put together because it's in a nice fabric, like whether that's like a satin and a silk, so more of a sheen, or whether that's like a cotton or like a linen. And I really love them. Paired with just like t-shirts, with jumpers, I think they look really cool. I love the look of a linen pant in a jumper, or with like the satin pants as well with a jumper or like a t-shirt. I think they just look really cool. And then just like an easy throw on shoe, so like something like a Birkenstock Boston, or just like a loafer or like little ballet flat, or even just like a little slimline trainer. I think they look really cute, and I think they're just a really easy thing to style in the spring. You can style them up with warmer pieces, so it's still like appropriate for those colder days in spring, but then I think they're also going to be good for the transition into summer because they are tend to be quite loose. I do quite like a straight pair, so they still have a little bit of shape but nothing that's like tight to the leg, and they just fall in definitely like a drawstring. I love a drawstring detail on a trouser, and obviously it just makes them really comfortable, and I think they just look really cool just for like a day-to-day wear. And for somebody who wears jeans a lot, I think it's just really nice to mix it up a little bit. And yeah, I think they're just a really cool trouser. And then obviously because you have the different materials that they come in, you can go for what suits your personal style. So like I say, I've got a stripy pair and I think they look really cool in like a gingham if you want something a little bit more bold, or then just like, or if you want something more sleek like just a satin pant, because I think they can look really good dressed up, like if you want to wear them in like a workwear situation with just a shirt. So yeah, I feel like I'm definitely going to be wearing casual style trousers in like those cottons and linens and satins and silks, and yeah, I feel like I'm going to be wearing them like all the time. And then kind of similar to this, and I feel like this is just an extension of that, is just an Adidas track pant. I feel like this has been like kind of a trend for the past couple of years, and Adidas track pants are becoming more and more popular, and I really love them. I especially love them styled in like a day-to-day style, so not necessarily going down that athleisure, but styling them with like a t-shirt and then like either like a loafer or ballet flat, just kind of like elevating them a little bit. I have a black pair, but they are quite oversized, so I do think I would like a new pair. I don't know if I want a black or navy pair. Last summer I was really liking the look of like an Adidas track short, and I feel like this is just an extension of that. And I feel like I've been seeing a lot of Adidas track pants on people and really liking the look for a little while. But yeah, I think this year is probably the year that I will invest in a pair. But I feel like they kind of tie into those casual trousers that I was just talking about. I feel like it's a very similar thing. I know people have been styling them in a really cool like evening way, but I don't think that's for me. I think they would be more of a day-to-day pant, like I said, with like a ballet flat or a loafer or something cool like that. I really love that sort of style and that sort of styling with them. So yeah, really love those. Okay, and then the last sort of like specifically clothing piece is a pair of shoes that I want to talk about, and I did talk about these in my things that I was loving for summer 2024 video, and that is a knee-high boot, but specifically in a tan colour. I picked up a pair last year off of Vinted and I really loved them. I didn't wear them as much as I thought I was going to in the summer, I don't think, just because I think it can be a little bit awkward to style a knee-high boot because obviously they're not the most warm weather appropriate things, but I feel like in spring is when they're going to get their time to shine. I really like them with skirts, with dresses, with shorts. I think they can look really cool. I do also quite like the look that people have been doing recently of putting a boot over the jean. I think that looks quite cool. I know that's not going to be for everybody, but I do think that looks really cool. And obviously they can be quite practical for the spring because the ones that I have are leather. So yeah, they're like good for rain and things like that. But definitely I think specifically in a tan colour. I think tan just gives more of that warm weather nod. Like I was saying before earlier with the white and the cream outfits, I think just the tan tone goes better with the spring wardrobe. Like I think they can look good in the evening, but I'm talking more for day to day. The only thing I will say with this is sometimes I see them styled in a way that I think is really cool, but I don't know how wearable it is for day to day, and if I'd look like a little bit silly on my local high street going for a cup of coffee. But I do really love them. I think they're really cool, and I do definitely want to style them. Last year I styled them with like a midi skirt that I have that I thought was really cool, and I did like that styling. So yeah, I think definitely with dresses and like longer skirts, I think they'll look really cool, and like I say, with tucking the jeans into them. But I'm not quite sure about like mini things with them. Maybe that'll be more of a summer thing when we get there. But yeah, definitely with like more maxi dresses and maxi skirts and things like that, I feel like I'm going to be cracking out my tan boots a lot. I've already worn them this year and we're not even yet officially in spring, so yeah, I'm really excited to crack them out more in the spring months. Okay, and then the next thing is kind of going to be difficult to explain, so I'm going to have to use like visual imagery, because this is not something I've seen styled a lot, but I've seen a lot on like fashion websites. And that is a top where it's got like 2 sleeves, but one sleeve is off the shoulder, so it's kind of like asymmetrical, but this is, so like one shoulder's up and one shoulder's down. And I just really like the look of them. I will insert pictures so you can see what I'm talking about. But I kind of feel like this was similar to what I was talking about in my winter video with like an elevated jumper with a little bit more detail. I feel like this is the spring version of that. It is pretty much a tank top, and it is, but just kind of an elevated basic, which is something I feel like I lack quite a lot of in my wardrobe. I feel like I have a lot of basics, and sometimes I struggle when I want something like a little bit in between, something a little bit more dressy but not like a really like fancy evening blouse, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just really like the silhouette of them. I think they look really cool. I've seen them in a few different colours. And I think they just can look cool with jeans, especially just for like a daytime look when you want to look a little bit more elevated, like I say, and you don't just necessarily want like a basic tank top. I feel like they look really cool. Yeah, and I feel like they're definitely something you can transition into the evening, especially here in the UK when we get like that, when it starts warming up and we get like that pub weather where people are going to the pub and you want to look nice at the pub but you don't want to be overdressed at the pub. That makes sense. I feel like I really struggle with those, so I think like a top like that would work really well in my wardrobe, just to wear on those days where I want to look a little bit fancy and I want to wear something a little bit more elevated, but I don't want to be like overly dressed. Kind of that like jeans and a nice top vibe. But still a top that I could wear like day to day if I wanted to. Yeah, I really like the look of these tops, and I've seen quite a few online, and I think I will get one because I feel like I will get a lot out of them. Yeah, kind of random, but I've just been seeing them a lot when I'm like scrolling on fashion websites. I really like the look of them, so yeah. Okay, and then the last few things that I want to mention aren't like specific style of items, they're kind of just aesthetics. So the first one is a colour, and that is baby blue. Now I feel like every spring pastels come back around, and every year we have like a highlighted pastel, and I feel like this year it is butter yellow, which I do really like. I've got a butter yellow t-shirt that I do really like and I've had for a little while now. But for me, I love baby blue. I spoke about navy blue and cobalt blue in my summer video last year, and blue is just one of my favourite colours to wear. I'm wearing like a blue and white striped shirt at the moment, but yeah, blue is just one of my favourite colours in general, especially like a light baby blue. I just think looks really cute. I think blue just works really well in a neutrals wardrobe. It just goes really nicely. I mean, you can even stick to like just like a bluer jean if you want to go down a blue route, but you don't want to add much blue. But yeah, I really just love incorporating blue in my wardrobe, and I feel like this spring I'm just really gravitating towards baby blue. Whether that's going to top, I think like a baby blue top with white jeans would look really cute. I really like baby blue like knits. Like I've seen a few like blue cardigans. I do have a blue cardigan, it's more like a cerulean blue I would say, but yeah, I really love that baby blue tone. I often do, I don't at the moment, but I do often have baby blue nails in the spring. And I also think it is a colour that if you are incorporating butter yellow into your wardrobe, I feel like blue and yellow looks really cute together. I'm also loving the combination of blue and brown, and I think that looks really cute with like a rich brown and a baby blue. But yeah, I feel like out of all the pastel colours, I feel like baby blue is the one that I'm gonna naturally gravitate towards more of in spring. And yeah, I think it just works really nicely in a neutrals wardrobe, but then can also work with those more on trend colours, so like the blue and brown combination, or like the blue and butter yellow. I think it looks really cute as well. Like I feel like I always am gravitating towards some shade of blue, and for spring it's gonna be baby blue. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is one of these kind of TikTok trends that I feel like is taking off, and that is the fisherman aesthetic. Now I really love this trend. I feel like these like aesthetic names are always a bit silly, but I do really like it. I think they're really cute. Like these like chunky fisherman knits, like stripes, little shorts, the hunter wellies specifically. I do have a pair of green hunter wellies that I've had since I was about 17. All those sort of like vibes, like with like the bucket hats as well. I feel like the hats is a big part of it. The one thing I will say about this is I think some of the pictures that I've seen like trying to demonstrate this trend are really cute, but I don't know how realistic they are for like a day-to-day like in my life. Am I going to be wearing hunter wellies to my local coffee shop? Probably not. So I think it's like I do need to still find a way to make this wearable in my wardrobe. I do think like obviously with the like fisherman knit and shorts, I think that could easily be done. And maybe just like my little slip-on suede clogs, or like just not maybe a normal boot rather than a welly boot, or like just even like a stripe. I feel like stripes are always seen as quite marine. I have like a blue and white stripy jumper that I've had for a while from Zara, and that always gives me like that sort of coastal vibes. I feel like the fisherman aesthetic is kind of like an extension of the coastal aesthetic. I feel like it's a very similar vibe, especially for like women. I have seen, which I will say, quite a lot of like knitwear and things with like fish prints, so like fish on them, with like, I've seen one with like a lobster on. They have those really cute like anthropology like beaded bags. They've got one of those with fish on, and I think that's really cute. So I think that's maybe more the route I would go down, with like maybe like a fun fish print or something like that, or like with the stripes and like the fisherman knit, rather than like wearing my welly boots to the local coffee shop. I mean, maybe when it's raining I might, but on a day when it's like sunny outside, I'm not going to be wearing my hunter wellies to the local high street. I will insert pictures because I feel like I've not really explained that very well, but you'll see what I mean. But yeah, I think it is definitely something for people who live in the countryside or on coastal towns, whereas like making it wearable for like day-to-day me and my lifestyle, it's gonna need a little bit of work. But I do think it is a really cute, and I really like it. So yeah, that is the fisherman aesthetic. Okay, and then the last thing that I want to talk about is just fun cutesy prints, so like stripes, polka dots, and gingham in particular. Now, I do feel like these sort of prints come back around every like spring, summertime. Last year I got really into polka dots. I bought a polka dot dress and I really love it, and I've got a polka dot top and I really love it. Stripes, I've always loved stripes. Gingham I haven't really invested in as much. I do have a gingham top that I found secondhand last year that I really love. But yeah, just incorporating fun prints into my wardrobe. I think this is just a really easy and nice way of spicing up just a basic piece. So just having a basic t-shirt but in a stripe, just making it a little bit more interesting, or just having a top with a gingham print I think looks really cute, or like a dress in a polka dot, just spicing up the wardrobe a little bit with prints. I also think it's a nice way to add in a little bit of colour if you wanted to, so you could go for like a blue gingham. I've got a red and white stripy top that I really love. I feel like springtime is when I start having a little bit more fun with my wardrobe. I feel in autumn, winter I stick to a lot of basics, a lot of like just necessities that are going to keep me warm, and in springtime my fun side comes out a little bit. I want to experiment a little bit more with prints, and I want to experiment a little bit more with colour, and I really love just incorporating some fun prints into that. And I think like stripes and gingham and polka dots in particular are just really easy prints to incorporate, and nothing too bold. And to be honest with you, I feel like all of them, maybe gingham goes in and out a little bit, but I feel like stripes and polka dots especially are just timeless prints that I feel like obviously there are times when people are loving them more than others, but I feel like they are just timeless prints. So I feel like investing in something with a polka dot or stripe in particular is going to have longevity in my wardrobe. And yeah, I think they're just a really fun print to add into the wardrobe, spice it up a little bit, get a little bit more fun out of my wardrobe, still keeping it simple and still getting pieces in those prints that I'm going to wear on a regular basis and they're going to stand the test of time in my wardrobe, but just add a little bit of fun and a little bit of life into the wardrobe, because I feel like that's what we all need in spring. So yeah, just some fun prints. You will probably see me wearing a lot in spring, but yeah, that is everything that I want to mention in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, I'd love it if you could give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments below which is something that you're loving for the spring season, something that you feel like you're going to be incorporating into your wardrobe, whether it's any of these things that I've mentioned or anything that you want to add. I will leave a link down below my Pinterest board where I've taken all these images from. If you want more inspiration, go check that out. If you're new to my channel, I'd love it if you could subscribe, and I will see you all next week in a brand new video. Goodbye.